Hey guys, we're back with another trial video. So, it's been a while since we've had one that's worth talking about, and also one that you've been around here for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all right. So here we're doing the first 10-man trial. This is the Chamber of Arms. It's part of the 12 weapon trials. As a 10-man trial, as the name implies, it's a little bit different from our normal stuff. Biggest thing you can see right here is we have two teams that we can use in the fight. We have an offense team, which is our front line, and our defense team, which is our bench, essentially. Defense doesn't actually do anything defensive. They just sit on the bench until I swap a guy in and out.
They're in a defensive position.
Right.
They cannot be... They can't be killed.
They're guarding the rear.
Yeah, well...
They're stopping the other 11 bosses from joining in.
Right.
So there's a couple of big differences. First, 10 people. Second, no friend units, which is a pretty big change from how we normally do things here. Because people depend on friend units for extra chainers and also for like carrying their asses. And you can't have that done here. Also, no duplicate units, which is a huge change from the norm, because the best way to get damage out is to perfect chain, and the easiest way to perfect chain is to have multiples of a unit, and you can't do that here.
Right.
Some units do chain well together regardless. I have Dark Veritas and Orlando here, who have functionally identical chaining attacks, so they basically perfect chain together. So they are my primary DPS. I have them set up to do light damage, because light damage is the best damage, except when it's not.
So Dark Veritas does light damage?
Well, his attack is actually non-elemental.
Oh, okay.
So if I give him a dark elemental weapon, it'll do dark damage, and that has synergy with the actual attack, because it lowers their dark defense by 50%.
Okay.
He also has a counter attack where he'll lower their dark defense by 100%. Huh. So he's quite good at that. Orlando just does shitloads of damage, and he's set up to do light, and also reduce their light resistance.
Okay.
So yeah. Wilhelm is my tank, and he is the tankiest tank who tanks tankingly.
Yeah, right.
Tank. Had to make sure the word loses all meaning.
Yeah.
So Wilhelm excels at single target tanking. Not so good in this fight from the 5 previous failed attempts.
Okay.
But I stick to things. I will not swap him out.
So you heard it, guys. This is a second string team. This is a third string team that has to lose a bunch of times.
There are 2 4-star bases on this team. All right.
Okay.
Granted, one of those was as hard to pull as a 5-star and was only available for 2 very short periods of time. But that doesn't change the fact that 2 out of the 10 members are theoretically easy to obtain. If you ignore the limited time and the carefully crafted equipment, whatever. Anyway, so Riku, Zargabath, and Marie here are my trio of supports. Zargabath is kind of an all-rounder. He can buff, he can heal, he can also make you immune to most status effects. Riku has that fantastic auto-revive, and she can also do damage mitigation. Marie can increase your elemental resistances, and she can also make you immune to all status effects. So between the 3 of them, I'm covered for a lot of situations.
Okay.
Ace is a bit of a flex pick. He can do magic damage if need be. He can also do a stronger light elemental debuff than Orlando can. And he can also function as a backup MP battery in the event that something happens to Tillith.
Okay.
Tillith is Heal God. Nothing else to say about that, except that Ayaka comes out next week, hopefully, and she's better than Tillith, and I'm really hoping I pull her.
Yeah.
And the Nier girls are set up to do non-elemental damage. They're also equipped with pods, so they can theoretically perfect chain, or close to perfect chain, to do AoE damage. So that's my... I didn't read too much into this fight. I was just kind of trying to set up an all-comers team. So hopefully this is good enough. My very budget friendly team.
Right. I mean, it's if you'd like to see how budget, we've got a video called Chasing Rainbows that shows how you too can get an A2.
Yeah, and then
for the low price
of that much
for
lapis.
the low price
of that much lapis in the video. And then 5 days later, when you're doing your daily pulls, you just get a second A2. That's
right?
how it works.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Wish I recorded that one. So,
All right.
we'll see you guys in the actual
see you
trial
on
video.
the killing fields.
Yep. See you then. Alright, so we are into the trial and we lost the first turn. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was actually going to win on this run. So
Yeah, because, this scrub team lost 5 times in a row.
it's hard. It's a hard fight.
So we don't... Okay, so I had asked, before at some point who this is and what her lore is, and nobody knows. Like, it will forever be a mystery.
I mean,
right?
I could hop on the wiki and tell you her story, I'm sure.
No, okay, she's a
But
tree,
yeah,
whatever.
The way we get lore about non-story creatures in this game is you have to cast Libra. You have to waste a turn casting Libra or Analyze, and then it goes into your bestiary. And it's usually a pretty nicely detailed thing.
Do you keep it, like, if you cast that and then you lose the fight, do you still keep that entry?
I believe you do, yes.
Okay, so, alright.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry, that's...
There was a previous trial, the Ultros trial, the octopus from Power 6,
Yeah,
where the one of the missions was to use Libra and still win the fight.
Oh.
And I thought I had done it, but it turned out at the end that I had actually used Analyze, which functions exactly like Libra, except it's not Libra. So
Cool.
it didn't count, and I had to redo the fight.
It's fine. People don't play gotchas for lore. I
do.
I'm like I'm one of the few people that plays gotchas for lore, and that's why my team sucked in Brave Frontier.
The Brave Exvius story lore is, I think it's quite good, actually. But, yeah, the trials kind of exist most of the trials exist kind of outside in their own little pocket story.
Right.
So, I mean, it is what it is. So, Sheraton's pretty manageable up until the 50% threshold. Until that point, she hits you, you hit her, you undo the hitting of you via recovering your health.
Right.
If any of your characters reach 0 health, they die, and that's a bad thing.
Good. Luckily, we have a countermeasure for that on this team.
Yes, healing. But also swapping in people.
Well,
you're talking about Riku.
I was talking about the MVP.
I'm sorry. Like I totally forgot Riku's limit burst was even a thing. It's such a minor part of my overall strategy for this fight.
No, yeah, I was every time I see somebody auto revived with Riku, I think of playing Brave Frontier and how our auto revive buff was only a 50% chance, and then I get jealous.
I mean, A2 and 2B only have like an 80% chance of stopping themselves from dying.
Just built in.
Yeah. Okay, so here on this turn, because I know that 50 is the magic number, I take the turn. I know Orlando can probably hit the 1% all by himself, because he is the 1%. So everyone else is focused on putting up mitigation and breaking the boss. You need to keep this boss broken the entire fight, otherwise, like she's been knocking Wilhelm around the whole fight.
So the minute her attack is not mitigated, you're gonna explode.
People start dying.
Okay, cool.
I mean, she's been hurting Wilhelm even with that. So, but that's where Hyper Mighty Guard comes into play. That's the name.
Oh, I was wondering what Hyper Mighty G was.
Yeah, that's Riku's awesome auto revive thing. Well, it's auto revive and also damage mitigation, so it's neat. But yeah, so at this point, the fruit grows in, and Sheraton goes a little nuts. She gets strong. She gets tougher. One of the fruit buffs everybody. She also starts stealing your MP, which is like really uncool, like way uncool. And also, after 7 turns, the fruits will nuke your team, and you're probably gonna die.
Okay.
So at this point, in previous runs, I had tried bursting down each fruit individually with Orlando and Dark Veritas, but I ran into the problem of her stealing my MP, which slowed down the process considerably, and I got nuked by the fruit. So this time, I switched to the Near Girls, and I have them mirage the crap out of her because, well, look at the beautiful chain.
Yeah, that's a lot of...
And spark chains happen towards the end, which was quite cool. This also works out because Mirage is also super cheap, and so I can get around the whole not having MP issue because Tillith can give everybody 50 MP every turn, and Mirage only costs 30 to get off. So as long as I keep casting Tillith's MP recovery move, they will have enough to use Mirage, and my damage will remain consistent.
And Mirage, the AoE combo is the fuel that's giving Riku the ability to auto-revive buff people so often, right?
Yeah, the 3 targets taking all those chained hits produces a shitload of crystals, which all go into Riku, who naturally builds her limit burst faster than other people, and who I have set up to automatically recover, like, that much, like a third or so?
Yeah.
All by herself. So I basically always have the Hyper Mighty Guard ready to go.
So, I mean, all joking about the budget of the team aside, in my view, Riku is pretty MVP here. So, I mean, I don't know how much of a nuke that those fruit nukes are, but maybe you could substitute. I mean, could you substitute some other kind of AoE damage? Like AoE combo as a fuel for Riku to get the auto revive, to keep the auto revive up and running.
Yeah, there's lots of units. Well, the issue you run into, now to correct myself, is that a lot of AoE chainers, they tend to have low damage, but the chain makes up for it.
Right.
But there aren't a whole lot that chain well together without using duplicate units.
Right.
That's why everybody who was experienced with the Japanese version of the game was telling everyone who played through the Nier event, get as many pods as you can, which is 9S's Trust Master reward, because that lets you equip multiple units with the same very strong AoE chaining move, the one I've been using all this time.
Yeah.
And then you can get around that whole, thing. Even if you don't have A2 or 2B, who are just, big stat sticks essentially here, having 2 strong people equipped with Mirage will allow you to achieve a similar effect.
Okay, and so, like, let's say you don't manage to nuke to break the fruits of time, because I'm drawing parallels to.
I'm pretty sure the last time when I didn't get a fruit killed in time, I'm pretty sure it actually did like 70,000 damage or something.
But I'm saying, does your auto revive take care of that?
Oh,
or is it some kind of special? Because I'm drawing from my Frontier experience, but they found ways after a while to get around being like, oh, my auto revive.
Yeah, you had mentioned that, and we actually had to deal with that in our Maxwell boss fight.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to test it. I believe it would just normal kill you. The problem is that the auto revive only happens once, so if you get double killed, you're dead forever.
Oh, and each fruit goes like one after the other?
Each fruit. I believe each fruit gets their own nuke.
Oh, okay. So the fruit 1 will kill you, you'll get up, and then fruit 2 will kill you. Kill you again.
I believe that's how it would go.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Or Sheratan herself would probably kill, because Sheratan's been contributing to the killing the whole time.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure between the 3 of them, there wouldn't be enough auto revive. I think by last time, everybody died except for Dark Veritas, who got back up and then had like no MP and only 7% of his health. And there's no items allowed in this fight, if I hadn't mentioned it. So
okay.
I just had to quietly duck out.
I was actually going to ask before, can you make up for the MP stealing with items? Can you mitigate it with items? But no, okay.
That's also a big blow to budget players, because our best, like, if you don't have Tillith, one of the best like MP batteries and healers is Ilias, who is a 4-star and much easier to get. But his whole gimmick is he's like a master chemist, and so he uses items to pull off his things. And if you can't use items, suddenly he's missing like the most important part of his kit.
I got.
So all those people are kind of bummed. Sorry, Ilias owners. But I didn't actually think this was going to work. But the Mirage chaining carries me through this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean the auto revive just kept up so consistently, and because it's an AoE, you can manage to get the fruits down.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's.
I'm told people use a variation of this kind of strategy to take on Marlboro, who is even more horseshit.
Oh, okay.
If you want to see my run on Marlboro, check out the fail run video. But so at this point, the fight's basically over. I'm going to swap out the Nier girls for my single target chainers just to finish in style. I do not have Alexander Crest up to do the best finish.
Yeah,
but
and then you flubbed it.
Yeah,
because
I did forget to do the Esper finish, which is really bugging me because now I got to go back and do it. Yeah. Everybody hates the Esper finish missions because Espers suck. Apparently, eventually we're gonna get Bahamut eventually, who is an Esper that does actual damage, and we're gonna get characters like Yuna and 6-star Garnet who are actual summoners and can do actual damage with summons.
Okay.
So it'll get better in the future, but for now, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back through again and just give it a try. But
when you go back through, get some lore on what's her face.
Yeah, maybe, or we can just look at the Wikipedia.
Yeah, I mean, there's that.
But yeah, so that was the run. Successful. Super strategic.
Yeah, I mean the real, again, joking aside, I think the most important strategy I saw was
friendship.
Well, I mean, friendship and just finding a way to constantly feed Riku crystals because your guys died and got up like a lot. And so that was just really good.
They're just doing push-ups.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of weird for me to say because I suppose that, strategy seems like it would work in every case. It's like, here's my strategy that makes me immune to dying. But it's, get a Riku.
I'm gonna choose not to acknowledge the fact that you said strategy with air quotes because that won't show up in the recording. So for all the listeners, no, you were being totally unironic.
I'm doing air quotes around the mic right now. Here we go, really hard. Can you hear?
Anyway,
all right,
so that was it.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you in whatever we do.
Hopefully, we'll do more of this. We'll do more trial content and stuff in the future.
All right.
So see you then.
See you later.